Shout out everybody in here. We just hit 50 likes and we just started. Ronaldo is better. What about Messi? Hello, Sophie Dance. Shout out to Newit. Shout out to Charlie, Aisha, Morav. Everybody like the stream. We just hit 50. Everybody click subscribe.
You know, honestly, I clicked subscribe when he said that because I was scared of what would happen if I didn't. And this is a trend I've noticed more and more recently, where streamers essentially lose their minds to get a bit of clout on the internet. So today we're going to be looking at and going over some streamers who effectively lost their minds for fame. Illuminati Help Desk. He started his channel about a year ago, where he'd be posting what I think is self-help motivational videos.
Please realize that this dimension involves energy and matter. All of this energy, all of this matter originated from the same source. Please realize, dear being, that all cultures, that all people in this dimension have different perspectives on this journey of energy and matter to the current moment.
Now, obviously, this guy wasn't very stable to begin with, apparently. But later on, he would start streaming. His streams were actually pretty normal, just him playing COD or whatever. And unfortunately, this wouldn't last for very long because he would soon come to find that something else he could do would get him a lot more views.
Let's go. Let's go. Who will be first in the chat today? Who will be first in the chat today? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm sorry, but I had to cut it off there. I got a little scared when he got to 1. I wasn't sure what he's going to do. But you know what? Actually, let me just give you a little teaser of his excellent content.
Everybody in the chat, we just started. It's working. Audio quality is great. Shout out to Danny. Shout out to Liv. Xavier Perez. Let's go. And we just started. Woody O'Bine in the chat. Shout out Woody O'Bine in the chat. Let's go, Woody. Let's go. We're about to hit. Welcome.
Now, before we move on to our next couple streamers, I would like to point something out that I noticed with the first guy and the rest of the people in this video will pretty much all apply to. I don't really know how to say this, but their core audience probably says Paschetti and breathes exclusively through their mouth. Anyways, our next eccentric personality is a guy by the name of zombies_r_hungry.
Way worse than hers, and she starts off looking like a glazed donuts from freaking Krispy Kreme, son. Can I get some brains? Ain't no brains here. You maybe know somebody that maybe know somebody that some brains. I need some brains up in the chat, y'all. Peekaboo.
His catchphrase is, "Can I get some brains in the chat?" I imagine this means donations, but honestly, I'm not really sure. Also, he is freaky as hell. He constantly talks about Boney. You can hear him talk about it in the last clip. And he's apparently a sentient bone who also busts fat nuts from time to time.
I'm just saying, I ain't never seen the hole I didn't want to dive headfirst into. Oh no, Boney, not again. I just cleaned up the mess of the tent top by the rivers. Boney, no, not again. I just cleaned up the tent top by the river, Boney.
Now, if you thought that's all this man had to offer, well, wait until you see this. He will play peekaboo if you have small children. And it's kind of like Coco Melon if Coco was crack and also Melon was crack too.
Peekaboo, I need some brains, son. Peekaboo. Peekaboo. Hold on, man. This is the dark side of the interweb. You keep finger.
Now, oddly, unlike the rest of the people we are going to review today in this video, this guy, as far as I know, from day one has been off his rocker. So I'm not really sure if this is a character or this guy has been huffing paint or something. I really don't know. But I do know that this is not normal.
Wipey, extra. Eyeballs up and chicken chat. How much?
So originally the reason I started making this video was because I thought it'd be funny to gather a bunch of really weird streamers and, kind of showcase them. But in doing that, I noticed or started to notice a trend between all of them that I seen, and it's honestly kind of sad. And to really explain what I found, I have to introduce you to the last streamer, Ice Cream Man. Now, Ice Cream Man is a rather popular streamer now. He's starting to blow up. And if you haven't heard of him before, this is what he does.
Choo choo piggy toilet time, choo choo piggy toilet time, toilet time, jumpity jumpity jelly beans, jumpity dragons, jumpity jelly beans, jumpity.
Now, a lot like the first guy, what's weird about all these streamers and a lot of the other streamers I didn't show, but I found, is that most of them start off pretty normal. They don't start immediately, except, the zombie guy, just off their rocker, And so the thing I started to notice was, like this guy, for example, he originally started his channel like 3 years ago, and he was making animation videos. He was making videos about him just talking about life. And you can actually see in one of his streams that I'll show you right now that he starts talking about how people don't really watch his streams and they do better when he is playing a character, essentially.
And I don't stream, then maybe like the characters I do and stuff. Because if I'm going to sit here and talk on the stream, it just seems like it might ruin the characters that I'm doing on the stream. So if I'm going to be on stream, maybe I should just only do the characters, the impressions that I do in the videos. So, like, I don't know if I'm going to, but it just seems like if I'm the character all the time, then it's hard to talk to people and stuff, and it's like hard to be a real person and be some of the characters I do.
And what's even weirder is, someone like Illuminati, the first guy we covered, even he is honestly just a normal guy.
And the other thing is, I'm really busy outside of streaming. I want to get to a point where I can spend more time, but like this 1 hour a day, like this is basically it for me.
And honestly, it's kind of insane how you go from that to this. Clout is a hell of a drug. Now, honestly, these guys aren't the most extreme cases like, Johnny Somali or Neon. But it is rather interesting when you start peeling back the curtain how you see these, in quote, insane, YouTubers, streamers, whatever, are just regular people who felt like they couldn't make it any other way. And that's honestly why I feel like it's sad. It's sad because instead of trying a different route, or instead of, buckling down and being like, okay, I got to work on my thumbnails, I got to work on my titles, I got to work on what I even make a fucking video about, they kind of just throw it away. They're like, oh, it's too hard or whatever, and they go this route. Sorry about that. I had the clip. I couldn't figure out where to put it, and that's kind of where I decided to. But anyways, and I can't not admit this, that I am a little bit jealous of these people. They're doing far better than I am. I only have 47 subscribers now or something like that. And I mean, they cracked the system, man. They really figured out how to get a lot of views. I mean, these guys are making the most absolute god tier brain rot in existence. And don't get me wrong, don't get it twisted. I am not, like, these guys aren't really doing anything of substance. Not that you need to, fucking get a PhD from watching streams, but genuinely, I mean, sitting in a chair doing this, it's not a high effort stream is the best way I could put it. And again, don't need to do that. I'm not, putting a fucking bar somewhere saying that this is what you need to do, and if you don't do it, you're not a real streamer. But it is interesting to me, at least, how people can just switch up from going from, being a normal person to doing this, like, overnight. And I mean, I honestly should probably look into it, because I wonder if there's any actual, like, studies that have been done on why people decide to do this. Because I mean, really think about it. right? For the rest of your life, this is going to be on the internet. There's going to be clips of you, even if you nuke your whole channel, there's going to be clips of you doing this on the internet. I mean, and maybe they just don't have any, maybe they're not like me, right? Like I'm super self-conscious and all that stuff. So I could never do something like this, or at least I think I couldn't. I mean, who knows? Maybe in like a year, this YouTube thing don't work out and I'm just selling feet pics on eBay. I don't know. But what I do know is that you should like and subscribe this video. Otherwise, I will hunt you down, steal one shoe and every battery out of every single device you have in your house. Only one of them. Fuck, I don't even know where I was going with that. But anyways, like and subscribe. I'll be making more content. I'm going to try to be making like 1 to 2 videos a week now on. I'm really trying to crack down because I would like to hit like 500 subscribers by the end of next month. Hopefully, cross my fingers, my toes, and my fucking cock and balls that happens. But thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a good day. Don't bully any of these guys. That's not right. But yeah, thank you.